St Helens 10, Hull KR 20 in a game that was absolutely brutal, certainly for the first 10 minutes at the Totally Wicked Stadium. We were totally entertained, weren't we? We had some wonderful moments in this. Big hits, nice tries. We're going to come to them in a few moments' time. And also some really good, intricate play, such as, the pivots of Wellesby and Broadbent at fullback. They were turning like ballerinas in a music box. It was wonderful to see, wasn't it? Some great fullback play from both Broadbent and Wellesby in this one. I mean, look, the first 10 minutes was unbelievable. The line speed of KR throughout the night was simply incredible. I was concerned that, perhaps we were going to run out of gas. They were that quick into St Helens' faces throughout that first period. It was a stellar defensive performance, one of the best we've probably seen for many a year in Super League. Line speed where you're not being pulled for offside, the discipline and the speed, unbelievable. And quite frankly, Saints could not live with it. They really couldn't. KR were there for the long haul. They had the energy in the legs. They're incredibly fit this season, and it showed. Brilliant try from Mikey Lewis. Lovely kick across the field of play. Lewis there again. Great to see Mikey back on a rugby field, wasn't it? So quick after that concerning injury that he sustained. And of course, in big games, Mikey tends to deliver. He didn't in the grand final last year, I know. But, throughout last season, whether it be Brick Community Stadium, Totally Wicked Stadium, Halliwell Jones Stadium, no matter where he went, Mikey Lewis seemed to be able to get on the score sheet. He did so again in this one. It was absolutely fantastic. And, there was a period there where KR were completely dominant, absolutely dominant, and should have probably have gone further ahead. The moment where I think again down the left-hand side where Gildar tried that lovely offload to Mikey Lewis and it didn't stick. If that had gone in, I think deservedly there'd have been 8, maybe 10 up at that point, but they didn't ice it. And then of course cometh Jack Wellesby, who's in great form this season, it has to be said. Feeding Batchelor in the first instance, then of course Batchelor managing to get the offload off the ground, and then Wellesby goes for a little side dance across the field of play. Lovely little grubber kick through, sat up beautifully, didn't it? It was like a meerkat, the ball for Curtis Sirenen, and he of course goes in and gets the score for the Saints. And Saints at that point 10-6 up. Percival as always 10-6, 6-4 up. Percival as always very assured with the boot. And to the neutral watching, and probably to St Helens fans, you're thinking Saints are really fortunate here to be ahead. And I think they'd have took that at half time. If they'd got into the sheds at half time, by 6 points to 4 up, I think they'd have been feeling pretty good about life at that point. But of course, they didn't. A beautiful try in the corner from Tom Davis. Quite acrobatic and fully deserving of a 10-6 lead at half-time, the Robins, I have to say. Like I said, second half, you're concerned. Can KR maintain that level of dominance? Can they maintain that line speed that got them the real quality field position and getting up into St Helens pace that we saw in the first half? And the answer was yes, they could. KR picked up where they left off. And then, of course, it came to 3 decisive minutes, both involving Gildar and both involving Burgess. The first one, I mean, Burgess should have scored. Let's be absolutely clear about that. But yeah, didn't think he was over the line, did exactly the right thing, got the offload away, and Gildar goes in. And Kyle Felt really did have a troublesome night. Welcome to Super League, Kyle. He might have been thinking after the first 3 rounds, this is easy, this Super League business. Well, he got a real show of what it's like to play top opposition in Super League. Hull KR on that edge really did torment Felt. Felt was getting a bit grubby as well. I thought his challenge on Minchella was bang out of order. I really do believe that. There was no need for him to go in there. The tackle was complete. He was lucky he didn't get penalised. Maybe the match review panel will take a look at that. I don't know. But he was very rattled, wasn't he, Kyle Felt? And then, of course, 3 minutes later, it's typical Hull KR. Beautiful try from in their own half yet again. We saw this throughout 2024. They were probably the best team at striking from inside their own half. We saw it time and time again. And in this game, here it goes. The ball goes out to the left side. Kyle Felt is sucked in. Burgess now, off he goes, down the line. And of course, on his inside is Ollie Gildart to go in yet again. They're now 20 points to 6 up and very comfortable. Wellesby gets a try in 66, and I have to say, deservedly so. I thought Wellesby again on the night could do no more. He set up one try, he scored the other, and as a fullback, some really good, assured quality play. If you look at the two sides in terms of team statistics, not an awful lot in it. KR had 4 more completed sets. The meters were made with pretty even. Missed tackles galore, but let's be fair. I mean, 51 for the Saints, 41 for KR, but bottom line is, in a game of attrition like that, you're going to have players falling off. I mean, they really did go through it. They went through the mill. It was a real brutal game of rugby league. I, for one, absolutely loved it. And I'm sure you did too. I mean, look, you've got to pay tribute to players and what they actually put in. The concern for Saints is where's the grunt up front? No Matty Lees last night at his show. We know that Matty Lees might not be a player that's going to get you 150, 160 metres, but what he is a great all-round prop forward. He gets in, he does enough for carries going forward, but of course defensively he's very strong. They missed that last night. Alex Walmsley, we've got to remember how old Alex Walmsley is. He's not got many seasons left in him, and he still is the Saints player that's the most likely to punch them downfield. 128 metres from Alex last night from 15 carries. He really was on it yet again. 5 tackle busts as well from him. We know Partey is a unit, but he's a bursting unit. You know, he's only going to be on for about 10 minutes or so. Is he the answer? Of course he's not for Saints. You know, he did 96 metres from 19 carries. Good on him. And he did another 5 tackle busts as well. But you're only going to get him in short phases. And that's why Matty Lees was missing. Delaney probably, you know, he's progressing nicely. He's getting there. 40 tackles in D last night from Delaney. 97 metres from 13. He's progressing nicely. But at the moment, he's no Alex Walmsley. Noah Stevens, for me, was underutilised in this game. Really underutilised. I think Noah's got a bit of grunt about him and can take them forward. For whatever reason, didn't get many minutes on the field. So for me, that's the real concern for St. Helens. What, you know, what we've seen here is they come up against a pack that is more than capable of going toe-to-toe. And last night, I mean, we featured them on Captain's Run, and we said how really good and strong all the stats suggested going into this game that Saints had the more dominant pack. Forget stats. It's all about what happens on the night. And Hull KR were bang up for this. They run hard, they run true, they defended well, and they really did suck the life out of the St. Helens forward pack. I mean, it was a bit one out at times. I thought John Wilkin was right in his post-match comments on Sky. They are becoming a little bit one-dimensional. Down the middle, you know, they've got backs. Of course, they've got backs that can cause any team problem. But what we saw last night was a KR side, great line speed, dominant in the middle, and that, of course, created the scores on the outside. Saints could not live with that. So that's a real problem that they're going to have to address going forward. Like I said, Wellsby, incredible. I thought Robertson last night, probably, you know, again, a different level this for Harry Robertson, and it showed. The first 3 games, I think he's been dynamite. This one, didn't do much wrong, but clearly, you know, this is going to be a good tester for Robertson in terms of that level of intensity and competition. You know, it'll stand him in good stead for the future. Yeah, I mean, a lot of scratching heads going on probably at St. Helens, and the fans. I have to give a shout out to Rugby TV, the boys who intercepted your broadcast last night. Absolute comedy gold. If you haven't gone and seen that, go and watch it. There's a lad there that says that Victor Radley is from Lancashire. He was born in Sydney. You couldn't write it. And of course, you know, who's Bell and who's Bachelor? Let's bring in Victor Radley. You know, unbelievable. You know how quickly the worm turned. A great bit of entertainment there if you want to go and see that on Rugby TV. But lads, you know, I thought they were quite balanced. I do disagree with them though. They said all KR were good. They weren't good. They were at least great, I would say. Anyway, 2KR, like I say, across the field, I thought it was a pretty solid display from all of the players. Hicker and Davis, really strong. Davis, 161 metres, Hicker, 117. Broadbent at fullback, fantastic. Really good effort from him. I mean, all in all, really good, assured display right across the field. They had a great knock, did Hull KR. Really enjoyed it. It was KR 2024 that we saw in 2025 last night, and they fully deserved the 2 points. The Red Robins are top of Super League, and I think deservedly so. Well done to them. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1. Who am I giving the 3 points to? Well, it's got to be that man, Joe Burgess. He absolutely lit this game up. I thought it's not just the fact that he created the try and he scored a try. I thought the battle between him and Felt was intriguing. Felt has got a bit about him. He likes to get in the faces of his opposition. You know, he's roughed. If you go back and look on the video replays of the Salford game, you know, when he's been scoring tries, he's been rubbing heads and stuff like that. He got a bit of his own medicine last night. Joe Burgess stood up well. We know Joe can finish tries, but sometimes this side of Joe's game, we don't see. Joe can mix it with the best of him, and he did so last night. Real quality knock from Joe Burgess. So it's not just the try and the assist. It's his all-round contribution last night, and the way in which he went up against a real quality player in Carl Felt and absolutely bettered him right across the 80 minutes. So congratulations to Joe Burgess. 2 points I'm going to give to Jack Broadbent. Why? Because he was brilliant at fullback. Absolutely incredible. Comes in for the injured now levels. He gets an assist in the game. 141 metres from 21 carries. 8 tackle busts from him. He didn't make a single error despite being put under pressure time and time again. Jack Broadbent, 2 points. I won't have any argument about that. And 1 point in defeat I've got to give to Jack Wellsby. People will say, well, what about Mikey? Mikey was good, don't get me wrong, but you can't look past Wellsby, even in a beaten side. A try, an assist, 26 carries, 171 metres, 11 tackle busts in the game. 11 tackle busts in the game and a clean break. The lad is playing some sensational rugby league at the moment. Saints are too reliant on him. They need to give him more service, better foil. Sailor, where has he gone? All this hullabaloo after the Salford Reserves game. Well, I have to say, he's not done an awful lot since then, St. Helens fans. You know, and he came to Saints as a fullback. Did he need to make that switch? Did he need to put Sailor at fullback and Wellesby in the halves? Because at this moment in time, for me, Sailor, where's he gone? Well, I don't know, he's sailing on the seven seas at the moment because he's certainly not showing up at the Totally Wicked Stadium. It's early days, it's only 4 rounds in, but I think you can't really say too much about a player who is playing against the Salford Reserves team. Yes, he scored 4 tries that night, but since then, he's been very average. Unlike Johnny Lomax to perform at the level that he did last night as well, that'll be a concern for Saints. Like I say, it was Wellesby and Wellesby alone who looked the real attacking threat last night. That's got to change if you are St. Helens. But Hull KR, you Robins fans out there, many congratulations on your win. To win back-to-back at the Totally Wicked Stadium says exactly where your team currently are. You are contenders. No doubt about that whatsoever. A 20 points to 10 win for the Robins at the Totally Wicked. We'll be back with more in the sheds very soon. Bye for now.